Hey, you want some fresh fish? I've got plenty at my place.
Nah, I'm good.
The regurgitated.
Seriously?
Yes.
Okay, that was convincing. Let's go.
So, this is it. My place. Pretty cozy, you know?
Looks nice.
I'm going to ask you again. Did you remember to organize your stone pile? And don't forget to put oil on your feathers. They're all fluffy.
Mom, please.
Oh, and bring my medicine for the swelling in my fin. And the thermal underwear is on the clothesline.
You live with your parents?
It's not exactly living. It's more like shared cold living.
I'm gonna go.
And that's the moment it hit me. Not just embarrassment, not just the cold Antarctic wind, but the crushing realization that this is my life now. You see, when you're a penguin living with your parents at 30, you're not just stuck in a geographical location, you're stuck in a psychological prison where you're simultaneously too old to be treated like a child and too broke to be treated like an adult. Let me explain what happens if nothing changes. If I stay here, in this ice cave with my parents, I will never be seen as a real penguin. Not by potential mates, not by my colony, not even by myself. I'll just be that guy, the one everyone whispers about during the annual migration. Oh, him? Yeah, still with his parents. Sad, really. But here's the terrifying part. It's not just about social status or finding a mate. It's about identity. Every day I spend here, I feel myself regressing. Last week, my mom cut up my fish for me because she said I wasn't doing it properly. I'm 30 years old and my mother is cutting my food. Do you understand the psychological damage that does to a penguin? The attachment theory isn't just some academic nonsense. It's real. I'm emotionally dependent on this iceberg, on these routines, on the safety of knowing exactly where my next meal comes from. And that dependency, it's killing any chance I have of forming my own connections, my own life, my own identity as an independent penguin. The stakes are simple. Stay here and remain a perpetual child, or find a way out and risk freezing to death alone in the Antarctic wasteland. Neither option sounds great, honestly. So I decided to do something about it. I started saving money, small ones at first, hiding them in a corner of the ice cave where my dad wouldn't find them and lecture me about proper food storage protocols. I made a plan. 3 months of saving, then I'd have enough to rent my own small ice shelf. Independence, freedom, the ability to regurgitate fish at 2 a.m. without judgment. But here's what nobody tells you about trying to move out when you're 30 and living with your parents. They sabotage you. Not intentionally. Oh, maybe intentionally. It's hard to tell. Week 1 of my plan, my mom got sick. Nothing serious, just a flipper inflammation. But suddenly, I'm the bad son if I'm not there to bring her seaweed tea and adjust her heated rock. What kind of penguin abandons his mother when she needs him? Never mind that her illness coincided exactly with me mentioning I was looking at other ice formations. Week 3, my dad sits me down for the talk. You know the one.
Son, the ocean is dangerous right now. Leopard seals everywhere. Orcas on the rise. And have you seen the price of premium nesting stones? You think you can afford that on your sardine
He's not
catching
wrong,
salary?
but he's also not helping. Week 5, a new obstacle. My cousin also not helping. Week 5, a new obstacle. My cousin Jerry moves back in with my parents too. Now there are 4 of us in this ice cave clearly designed for 2. Jerry's going through a divorce. His mate took the egg, the good rocks, everything. And suddenly, my parents are comparing us. At least you never married the wrong penguin like Jerry. See, living here isn't so bad. The psychological warfare is real. Every time I get close to having enough saved, something happens. The fish market crashes. My mom needs a new thermal nest. My dad's stone collection needs organizing, and only I know how to do it right. It's like the universe, or more specifically, my parents, have conspired to keep me trapped in this perpetual state of adolescent purgatory. And the worst part? I'm starting to believe them. Maybe I can't survive out there. Maybe I need this structure, these rules, this suffocating safety net. That's the insidious nature of attachment. It doesn't just keep you physically stuck, it rewires your brain to believe you can't function without it.
Then came the breaking point, the moment that changed everything. It was a Tuesday. I remember because Tuesdays are fish stick night, and my mom always makes them exactly the way I don't like them, but pretends she forgot. I'm sitting there eating overcooked fish sticks when my dad looks at me and says,
"You know, son, when you gonna find a nice penguin girl and settle down? Give us some grand chicks."
and something inside me just snapped. Not because of the question, I've heard that question a million times, but because in that moment, I realized the absurdity of it all. He wants me to find a mate and start a family while I'm literally sitting in his ice cave, eating his food, following his rules about when I can and cannot vocalize during mating season because the neighbors will hear. How am I supposed to attract a mate when I can't even attract respect from my own parents? How am I supposed to build a nest when I'm still being treated like one? And that's when it hit me. The real problem wasn't the financial instability. It wasn't the housing crisis in Antarctica. It wasn't even the crushing weight of societal expectations. The real problem was me. I had accepted this. I had made peace with being infantilized because it was easier than facing the terrifying uncertainty of independence. Bowlby's attachment theory talks about the secure base, the idea that you need a safe foundation to explore the world from. But what happens when that secure base becomes a prison, when the attachment that's supposed to help you grow instead stunts your development? You become me. A 30-year-old penguin who's mastered the art of being invisible in his own life. So I stood up, fish stick still in my flipper, and I said the words I'd been too scared to say for years. I'm moving out. My mom dropped her krill soup. My dad's beak hung open. Jerry looked at me like I'd just announced I was joining a pod of orcas. The silence was deafening, colder than the Antarctic wind.
With what money?
My dad finally asked. And you know what? I didn't have an answer. I had maybe 2 weeks worth of savings, nowhere near enough for a security deposit on even the worst ice shelf in the colony, but something had shifted. I wasn't asking for permission anymore. I wasn't waiting for the perfect moment because the perfect moment doesn't exist when you're trapped in a cycle of comfortable dysfunction.
I moved out 3 weeks later. Found a tiny ice shelf on the outskirts of the colony. It's cold, it's drafty. The landlord is a territorial skua who charges way too much. My sleeping spot is basically a depression in the ice that I share with the wind, but it's mine. The first night alone was terrifying. No mom asking if I ate enough, no dad giving unsolicited advice about my posture, no Jerry snoring 3 feet away, just me, the endless Antarctic darkness, and the sudden realization that I had no idea how to be an adult penguin. I called my mom twice that first week, not because I needed anything, just because the silence was too loud. She didn't say, "I told you so," she just asked if I was eating. Classic mom move. My dad sent a care package, some premium nesting materials, and a note that said, "Proud of you, even if you're an idiot." Classic dad move. Here's what nobody tells you about finally leaving. It doesn't fix everything. I'm still broke. I still have no idea what I'm doing. I still eat regurgitated fish at 2 a.m. But now, it's my choice and my mess to clean up. The difference is, now when I fail, it's my failure. When I succeed, it's my success. I'm not a reflection of my parents anymore. I'm just me, a 30-year-old penguin trying to figure out this thing called life. Did leaving make me a real man? A real penguin? I don't know. But at least now I'm becoming something, and that's better than staying nothing forever. The attachment isn't gone. I still call home. I still visit. But now it's because I want to, not because I'm trapped. And that makes all the difference. So if you're out there, 30 years old, still living with your parents, hearing this and feeling that familiar sting of recognition, here's what I learned. You're not failing. You're just stuck. And being stuck isn't permanent.
unless you choose to make it permanent. The ice will always be cold. The ocean will always be dangerous. But you know what's more dangerous? Waking up at 40, 50, 60, still in that same ice cave, still waiting for permission to live your own life. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have to go figure out how to fix this crack in my ice shelf before my entire home melts into the ocean. Adult life is great. If you related to any of this penguin existential crisis, let me know in the comments. And if you're still living with your parents, tell me, are you stuck or are you strategic? Because there's a difference, and only you know which one you are.